Oh, okay. From my two experiences for this project, the first being having lunch with an Asian student named Tony, and then the second being speaking Spanish in public at different places. I learned new things about others, new things about myself, new thoughts about myself, and then implications for teaching at a global perspective. And so the first thing, new thoughts about others, I separated it into two categories. The first one was to not judge a book by its cover, and the second one was to have empathy for others. I guess not judging a book by its cover, everyone's heard it, but I guess I didn't take it seriously until this experience. When I went to lunch with Tony, I had no idea how it was going to go, and I was nervous about it, and I had no idea what he was like, but I kind of had assumptions about him, how he would act or talk, but once we got talking, we had so much in common. He was really fun to talk with. It was really cool. And now in class, we can talk to each other comfortably and ask each other questions. And so looking past the cover was definitely a good thing for me to do. And then when I was speaking Spanish, I kind of realized to look past the cover, meaning you never really know why someone is the way they are, I guess. When I was speaking Spanish, the people didn't know why I was speaking Spanish. I could have emigrated to the United States, or I was too lazy to learn English, or any other reason, but they don't know, and it's kind of, you have to look past that and really understand. And then having empathy for other people, not in the way that you feel bad for them or you pity them, but kind of understanding where they're coming from. So for Tony, one of the things I had empathy for was using a certain jargon, I guess you'd say, not using too complex words, and then kind of thinking about the experiences that he might had and incorporating those into our conversation. And then for speaking Spanish in public, I guess I kind of thought that you had to put yourself in their shoes. So the people judging me, looking at me, their reactions made me think if it were me looking at that person after this experience, that I need to have empathy for them, because it's kind of, you put yourself in their shoes and you really understand how it is. And then the new thoughts about myself, I said I need to be more open to new experiences for the first one, and that I need to watch myself with being judgmental. So being open to more experiences is really important, especially for being a global educator. There's a bunch of stuff to do here at MSU, totally different cultural groups to get involved with, and that's definitely something that I should get serious about doing, because it would only better me. And I had a lot of fun doing these two things, which surprised me. And it was really eye-opening, so that was awesome. I'm sure any experience like that would be eye-opening. And then for being judgmental, I'm not too judgmental, but I think I need to watch myself, because at the lunch I was kind of skeptical. I had my assumptions about how it would go, how he would speak, and that's not something that should be done. And I guess you never really know until you try it. And so being judgmental, you kind of go through a trial stage, I guess you would say. And then lastly, my implications for teaching from a global perspective. I said I need to become more familiar or more involved with unfamiliar things, and then understanding where a student is from, like their background. So becoming more involved in unfamiliar things will help me branch out and connect to my global students much more. Knowing their background and where they come from will definitely be helpful in teaching them, or knowing what to incorporate in my lessons, or if they're the only student of a certain culture in the class, knowing how to deal with that and whatnot. And then understanding their background is super important too. It kind of goes along with being involved in unfamiliar things. Being involved in unfamiliar things allows me to understand the background of a student more, and they're both equally important. They both lead to the same thing, which is being able to communicate with my students better and really understand them in order to become a better teacher.